What's going on? Thanks for checking out this video. So, I guess this Twitter shit just isn't going to stop. And considering pop culture news is so slow right now, this is one of the few interesting things going on right now. So, Elon Musk, he's pretty much had it with these woke activists trying to interfere in his plans for the platform. They've chased off a bunch of advertisers by filling their heads with lies about how there will be no more content moderation, and that it will be nothing but an ocean of hate speech. Even though, as I showed yesterday, Elon said that absolutely nothing has changed on that front yet. But that doesn't freaking matter. The wokies don't care about facts, only their little feelings. And Elon hurt their fifis when he said that equal moderation was the plan for their beloved Twitter. So because of that, they've now felt compelled to go after the advertisers in retaliation. But Elon Musk ain't having it. He's fully prepared to take them head on. So, without further ado, Battlebird. Musk warns of thermonuclear war against companies caving to far-left boycott demands. New Twitter CEO Elon Musk warned that companies that continue to cave to boycott demands from the far left will face serious consequences, as he will publicly name and shame them to his more than 100 million Twitter followers. The world's richest man, who said he bought the company for $44 billion in order to reserve a corner of the public square for open dialogue and free expression, induced leftist ire after he officially took over the platform last week. Musk said that a number of advertisers have ended their relationships with the company over the past several days, dealing a significant blow to the business. So this is news to me, as everything I had read on this shit had said that the companies had only paused their ads on the platform. But this article says that a number of these corporations have flat out ended their relationship. I wasn't aware of that. But, to that I say good riddance. They pretty much flag themselves as companies run by the most weak and cowardly executives who just immediately roll over to the demands of the woke lunatics. I know advertiser dollars are incredibly important to the survival of the platform, but do you really want to get your money from these kinds of companies? Who think they can dictate every facet of the business's operations, all for the approval of those nut jobs? It's obviously not my call, but I would say hell no. So, here's the tweet that he replied to. Dear Elon Musk, you have nearly 114 million Twitter followers. Name and shame the advertisers who are succumbing to the advertiser boycotts, so we can counter-boycott them. And get your $8 monthly subscription going ASAP, so we can start to make up for lost revenue now. To which he replied, thank you. A thermonuclear name and shame is exactly what will happen if this continues. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Counter-boycott their asses. I had been losing a lot of confidence in this whole thing after these corporations started pulling all of their ads. I was certain that Elon would most likely just bow down to all of their demands. I mean, as much as I'd love to see it happen, he can't just give them all the finger and tell them to F off. He has to play the game at least to a degree, which, is fine. But as long as he's still pushing back on this outside influence. A number of leftist-aligned organizations, including Media Matters for America, the NAACP, the National Center for Transgender Equality, and the Union of Concerned Scientists. Oh boy, all the big names in censorship. Recently wrote a letter to the executives of major advertisers, calling on them to cease all advertising if Musk backs down from content moderation. If he backs down from it. Well, first of all, they obviously aren't waiting for him to do anything. And they aren't basing any of this on what he has actually said. You see how they twist the narrative? The only thing he has said is that he simply wants more equal content moderation, which, of course, we know is unacceptable to them. So they twist everything and say he is completely backing off from content moderation altogether, which is simply not true. Not only are the extremists celebrating Musk's takeover of Twitter, they are seeing it as a new opportunity to post the most abusive, harassing, and racist language and imagery, the organizations alleged. Okay, so, yeah. They're obviously referring to that troll campaign, from a few days ago, that attempted to make Twitter look like a complete free-for-all with no rules, with no nothing, where anyone can say whatever they want. Yeah, so there were 50,000 tweets loaded with slurs that were posted in a 48-hour period, but they all came from 300 inauthentic accounts, and all of those accounts have already been banned. So, as you can see, it was completely manufactured as a tool to use by these organizations to scare these advertisers away. So continuing. This includes clear threats of violence against people with whom they disagree. Wow, the projection in that sentence alone is powerful enough to move a freaking mountain. It sounds exactly like they are describing the woke mob. Without deliberate efforts by Twitter to address this type of abuse and hate, your brands will be actively supporting accelerating extremism. Yeah, see, case in point. They use it as a tool to scare the advertisers away by saying they support extremism. And not even regular, but accelerated. You know, I just can't believe these companies fall for this nonsense. You know, I really can't. A number of large corporations, including Pfizer, Volkswagen, Mondelez International, and General Mills, have temporarily paused their Twitter advertising, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal, while legacy car manufacturers GM and Ford... Wow, Ford is in there too. You know, I hadn't heard that yet. You know, it's really so sad to see the biggest American car manufacturers falling to wokeness. Were among the first companies to freeze their advertisements on the platform, according to another report from Forbes. Both firms are entering the electric vehicle space against two-decade-old market leader Tesla, which is presently the world's most valuable car brand. The former companies have received a number of special favors from President Joe Biden, who has also snubbed Tesla. Okay, yeah, so that final sentence there is incredibly revealing. You know, I don't know. All I can say is that hopefully Elon just, continues fighting back. You know, I'm sure he had to know that this would be coming, but never give in, man. Because the outcome will be totally worth it. And I'm sure there are other companies out there who actually care about freedom of speech, who previously had no interest in supporting Twitter, that will possibly now want to get in on the action. So, we'll see. Anyway, that's about it. Elon fighting back. Let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. Like and share the video, and please consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. And I'll catch you all later.